Good afternoon, dear traders. This is Alexander Gerchik, and today is our fourth lesson, and we will speak today about the black boxes, robots, automation of the process. A lot of times, traders have some idea and not to have a problem with your emotional feelings. They try to build a black box. It's a system which basically the trader would not interfere with the system. It's a robot, which basically does everything what you are planning to do. So a lot of times you do spend the time, and you either need to have a programmer who will do it for you, either you have to do it on your own. Even if you have a programmer, let's say if you trade in the MT4, you need to know MQL language. Even if you have a programmer, you have to make sure that you explain to the programmer what exactly you want from that. Just for you to understand, to know the process, it's not enough. You have to know how to explain, because a lot of times the programmers, they don't know anything about the market. And hopefully you get a programmer who doesn't understand. Like, for example, in our company, we have a lot of guys who knows how to program. And let's say if you have a big account in our company, we'll provide you with a programmer who can build it for you. You gotta build it, you gotta test it, you gotta make sure it works, because don't forget, the market changes all the time. And if it's just a regular pattern, you have to understand and you have to know how to build it. So in the beginning, for example, I will try to give you a few scenarios today to explain how. And in the future, we're working right now in one project where you're going to be able, without knowing any languages, you're going to be able to know how to build a program that's going to be build the robots for you. So for example, we'll start with the very plain stuff. I'll show you the chart. Okay, right now you see the chart. I didn't put anything. I just put the levels, right? This is a mirror levels where the basically support becomes the resistance. That's the arrows. And for example, you want to build something like this. This is not that easy to build. This is not that easy to build. But for example, there is some stuff that is a little bit easier to build, and we're gonna go for it. For example, you need to build a system of the levels, right? So that's what you do in the beginning. You draw the level, for example, and you have to explain to the programmer or to yourself what exactly you want. For example, you want a level to be touched a few times. That's what you put. That's what you put. And that's what you put. Or for example, you want a false breakout. You want something like this. In the beginning, the easiest part, and for example here, you want to have enter. That's what you want, for example. So there's a few ways, for example, to build something like this, which is extremely simple to build. That's what you do. You do step by step. Okay, we'll make it bigger, and we'll try to explain. We're talking about right now something that's you providing the information to a programmer who will understand. So in the beginning, you want to say, first, I want a level to be built by. Here's a very important part. You can build a level, you can, for example, build a level in any possible scenario, right? So what exactly do you want? Do you want exactly for this level to be touched one by one, penny for penny? Do you know anything to be, for example, an error? For example, you don't want the system, it doesn't have to touch one for one. For example, it has to be this way. So when you build a robot, you have to explain what exactly do you want. For example, you want something like this. First of all, just for you to understand, you gotta know exactly what you want from the system. Exactly. For example, I trade false breakouts. So I want something like this, then something like this, then I want this, this, and only here I want to enter the trade. I'll explain for you what it is. This is a false breakout down with a 2-bar. The beautiful part about it, this is a very strong scenario. In the first scenario, we'll go back. Everybody knows that all the stops are right here, right above the level. So with the big bar, which closing above, it takes every seller away. Everybody right here try to close in the position because they're afraid the instrument is gonna run fast. Second thing, it's opening higher, and it tells everyone, look at this. I'm very strong buyer. I'm staying right above. Buy with me. So everybody started buying. So right here, he got everybody who sold the position. He is a buyer. And right here, everybody is getting the positions. And he attracts them to buy because he is a seller and he needs to build the position. So he has to force this two group of traders to give them position. Position, obviously, nobody is going to give it away, but everybody is putting the stops right here. Why? Because they're afraid that right after the level, the positions are going to be problematic and everybody is going to get out. So everybody is putting the stops right here. That's how this position it takes. That's with a false breakout with the 2 bars. He's going to take everybody away. That's how this level is going to go down. So what it is, when first in the beginning, we're building a strategy. You have to know exactly what do you want in the strategy. For example, let's close this. And we're going to try right now in a plain language. Explain. I want level to be, for example, last 5 bars, level is high of these 5 bars. So what does it mean? For example, if you have last 5 bars, level is the highest of all five bars. What does it mean? For example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see, the very important thing in this case, last 5 bars level is the highest of all 5 bars. You see, you have to put it high, low, close, or open. In this case, you put the highest of all 5 bars. This is the highest, right? So this is the level. You will already identify the level. Let's say you can put 5 bars, 10 bars, 20 bars. Then in another scenario, you have the same bar, and then you put in a different rule. If this level has been touched by high of any bar, then right here, this is the error. Then we have another bar which touch, and this is the most important thing. If this level has been touched by high of any bar, then, for example, you see, we touch the high bar, then we have to explain to the system what exactly we want. For example, we want if 2 of the next bars will touch the level, then enter the rate. What does it mean? You're explaining if, for example, next of 2 bars, you see, next of 2 bars, that's the most important thing, we'll touch it, then after that we'll enter the trade. That's how it goes. Hold on, I'll close and I'll go with you. So anyway, when you build a strategy, I always honestly take the piece of paper. I'll show you right now. I'll take a piece of paper and I start to draw exactly what I want. For example, if I trade false breakout or false breakdown, I have to know what kind of level I have. For example, I want something like this. For example, in any case scenario, I draw myself exactly what I want. And then I go bar by bar, and start to explain. First, as I said, level is. Second, if. You see, you don't have to be a super good programmer to understand this, but you have to understand how to explain to the programmer what exactly do you want. What basically, let's put it this way, what are the black box or robots like, you know, algorithmic trading or automated system will give it to you. It will take all your problems away, because most of the time, you look at the level and you don't know what to do with that. And you start to figure it out. This is this algorithm, this is that algorithm. What should I do? In this case, the system will do exactly everything for you, right? Exactly. Just for you to understand that the professional guys trying to build the robots for one simple reason, not to miss trades. For example, this is 1 o'clock in the morning. You sleeping. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do any trades. But a lot of times, a big moves on the stock market, Forex exchange, anywhere, it's when you sleep, because the liquidity is a little low. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to make money. You can make a lot of money when the market is not too liquid. You understand? I mean, you're not going to be able to put $500,000 into position. But if you're an okay trader, you know, trading $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, then you have all the options to make money at night when basically market is sleeping. Let's say I'm going to right now open, let's say, for example, gold, right? We'll put gold. You see, this is the gold. And if you see when it's, let's say, afternoon in United States, you see when he's building a very large position, everybody is sleeping and it's night all over the world. So basically, it's very easy to build a position here because you have a very short stops. You understand? So the most amazing part, when you build a machine, when you build a robot, then system will help you out, because a lot of times you're not going to be able to see this. See, that's the most amazing part. For example, we'll take euro. See, when it's night, everybody is sleeping, but you see the most of the breakouts and on a session when everybody sleeps. What else I want to talk to you about? Obviously, it's not easy. It's actually extremely hard to learn if you're not a programmer, basically how to build a position. But as I said, in our firm we have a professional programmers who can build the system for you. The most important thing is for you to explain to the programmer how you want this position to be. So you got to understand what exactly do you want. And this page will really help you out what to do. You see, that's the most important thing. What I would suggest you to do in the beginning, try to figure it out what exactly you want. For example, if you want, let's say, moving average, right? Or you want Fibonacci, or you want anything else. First, put yourself in a paper and explain yourself everything in the paper, what exactly you're going to do. And only then, you got to make a lot of pictures like I'll show you right now. You see, all my all my pages, you see, I'm writing down for myself. What exactly I want. You see, I put the level right here. I put the level right here at 1280, you see? And I'm waiting for it to be broken. I'll show you right now a real chart for the gold, and you'll see the same level, you see, 1280, whatever it was in the picture, it is broken. Now you have a resistance right here of 1288, and this resistance has to be broken right here, you see? So the most amazing part, guys, you gotta explain yourself what exactly you're looking for. You see, if you explain yourself what exactly you're looking for, then it's going to be easier for you to explain to a professional programmer. If you have any question, you can write me down. This is Alexander Gerchik. I'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions. But I want you to understand this is not too easy to build robots. And if you have any question, you can write me. I will be more than happy to help you out. And thank you very much, and make money, and all the best.